News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. And there's your closing bell for this Tuesday on Wall Street, where stocks wavered as President Trump said the U.S. will not be offering any extensions to the August deadline for reciprocal tariffs to kick in, amid hopes that he is still open to trade talks. We do bring you the closing numbers each day here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 lost 4 points. NASDAQ gained 6. The Dow lost 166 points. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.40%. The 2-year yield at 3.89%. And the Supreme Court will allow the Trump administration to move forward with plans to dramatically reduce the size of the federal government, lifting a court order that had blocked 19 federal departments and agencies from slashing their workforces. Opponents say the move will cause hundreds of thousands of federal workers to lose their jobs. The Supreme Court decision will apply while litigation moves forward. The court said in an unsigned order that there were no specific cuts put in front of them, just an executive order issued by the president and an administration directive for agencies to undertake job reductions. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was the only dissenting vote, accusing her colleagues of a, quote, demonstrated enthusiasm for greenlighting this president's legally dubious actions in an emergency posture. President Trump, meanwhile, convened his cabinet at the White House, where he spoke publicly on an array of issues, including imposing a new tariff of 50% on copper.
Why don't you announce copper? We did cars. And now today we're doing copper.
What would that tariff be on? The section
I believe the tariff on copper, we're going to make it 50%. 50%.
President Trump, meanwhile, says he will not offer any extensions to a new August 1st deadline for countries to begin paying what the president calls reciprocal tariffs. Trump began notifying trading partners of the new rates yesterday, ahead of what was initially a deadline this week for countries to wrap up trade negotiations with his administration. The president added he is sending more defensive weapons to Ukraine, saying that Russia President Vladimir Putin is, quote, killing a lot of people.
I'm not happy with Putin. I can tell you that much right now, because he's killing a lot of people. And a lot of them are his soldiers and their soldiers, mostly. And it's now up to 7,000 a week. And I'm not happy with Putin.
Trump says Putin says a lot of nice things, but Trump says they're meaningless. He also says he's looking at a bill that would impose severe sanctions on Russia and countries that purchase its oil and other products. At least 104 people have died following this weekend's devastating flooding across several counties in central Texas. Kirk County Sheriff Larry Letha was asked if a better warning system could have given people more time to evacuate ahead of the storm.
And we're in the process of trying to put a timeline. That's going to take a little bit of time. As I've told you several times, that is not my priority this time. There's 3 priorities. That's locating the people out there, identifying and notifying the next of kin. That is what I'm taking as my job as sheriff here to do.
Investigators are trying to determine what happened during those floods, including how those officials warned the public. The area lacked public alarms or warning sirens, and weather alerts sent to mobile phones were hindered by spotty service and power outages. The first responders and volunteers are still working. Louis Depe lives near that devastated area. He joined in the search to help find a friend's missing daughter, who unfortunately did not survive.
There's so many people willing to give everything to try to find these kids, and now it's probably turning into a different mission. Yeah. But the spirit of Texas is live and well and strong, and we're going to keep looking until everyone's found.
AccuWeather says total damages from the floods could run between $18 and $22 billion. Bloomberg data ranks it as one of the deadliest and costliest flash floods in U.S. history. With the message of food security as vital to national security, the Trump administration has launched an aggressive multi-agency effort called the National Farm Security Action Plan. The idea is to protect U.S. farmlands, food supply, and research from adversarial nations. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins.
And at the federal government level, working to do everything within our ability, including presidential authorities, to claw back what has already been purchased by China and other foreign adversaries.
Rollins announced the initiative to heighten scrutiny of foreign purchases of land and agribusiness, including seed distribution. Boeing delivered 60 aircraft in June, its best showing in 18 months, reflecting improvements in its factories and the resumption of U.S. jet exports to China. That June surge put Boeing neck and neck with its arch-rival Airbus, which also delivered about 60 aircraft. Boeing shares down less than 1%. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. This is Bloomberg.